Welcome to another Drupal tutorial, and in this tutorial we will learn how to make conditional select field in a custom form, and also how you can show and hide field based on value of one drop down. So it doesn't require to write any custom JavaScript code. You can make it uh, totally from Drupal form API. So let's begin. Right now I have two fields here. One field is choose PHP version, and it has options 7.4, 8.2, 8.1, 8.2, and another select field has Drupal version 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now I want to make it like uh, if I select any value in PHP version, then only show this Drupal version field, otherwise hide this field by default. So for that we will go to our form class, and I want to hide this field, right? I want to hide or show this field based on selection value of PHP version field. So I will write uh, hash states in my second field. So it's has states, and it will accept another attribute visible, and in visible we will pass the jQuery selector here. Right now it's a kind of input, okay, and name of my field is PHP version on which my second field is dependent, and I'm checking if there I am going to check empty. Okay, so if my field is not empty, so then I want to show this field, otherwise it if it is empty, this will be hidden. Save it and let's refresh the page. So you can see right now my Drupal version field is invisible, and if I select any value here, then we can see here choose Drupal version as well. And if I again select like make any default value that this field is empty, then it is again hidden. So that is the first one. Second, I want to apply also one thing, like if I select here suppose 7.4, then it should auto select Drupal 7. If I select 8.0, then it should select Drupal 8. So based on the selection of first field, it should auto select some value in second field via ajax, and that again I'm not going to write any JavaScript code. It can be achieved via form API. To make this field dependent, we start writing the ajax code here, and to write ajax we should start here hash ajax, and this actually require some additional attributes like callback, and in callback we should provide here the callback method of this class, and let's name it select Drupal version. Okay, and wrapper should be this is a wrapper of the field which is a CSS selector, and based on this wrapper Drupal Ajax will replace the HTML of second field. So we will add this in second field, and event in which event you want to make this like trigger the ajax. So right now in select field on change of any value, we are expecting to change the value of second field. So this is the requirement in first field. Let's write the say code in second field. So here to may like add one id to our second field with this name, we need to add here prefix and suffix. So for prefix we will start prefix, and in prefix we will give one div with id Drupal version wrapper, and now this is actually opening the div element, and in suffix we will close this div tag. So it is right now added here, and if we go and refresh the page, so we can see that one wrapper has been added to our second field. So just refresh this form and select any value right now, so that we can see the next form. Right now you can see here one error because of we haven't added the callback function in our method. So but I want to show you this thing, this id. So right now you can see my choose Drupal version field is wrapped with one div element, and that div has one id Drupal version wrapper. Okay, so let's go back to our code and add one public method here. Public function select Drupal version, and this is the same name that we have given here in the callback method in our first field of ajax callback function, and it again accept two parameters, one is form and second one is form state interface. And here actually we are going to return the field that we want to regenerate. Okay, so actually what we are going to do, when someone select any value to our first field, so it will trigger one ajax call, and it will generate this change event, and this change event will trigger this function in our form class. So control will go here, then this function return the form with this field, which field we want to actually update, same field we need to return from here. So this is the case of if you want to update single field. If you want to update like multiple field, then there is like different scenario. We will cover that scenario in different video, but right now in this video we are going to change only one field. So in one field, once this function return this form element, so again we will get control back to this build form method. So here we will actually check. So when control again comes to this method, we will get value of selected value of PHP version in form state get value method. So here we will actually check, and in hash value we can define the value of this field. So here what we will try, we will check if like form state get value. In get value we need to provide the name of the first field, which is actually PHP version. Okay, so this method actually this form state get value will give you submitted form value of first field, and if there is no value, by default it return null. So here you can see it's like the value of given key, otherwise it should return null. And if it is returning null, that means the first time when we load the form, it will return the null value. So it doesn't like assign any default value to this field, but once we select any value in PHP version, that time it will have the value of PHP version when it comes to here at second time in ajax request. So that time we will actually fetch the value of PHP version, and based on that we will assign default value to this Drupal version field. And how this work actually, so whatever the options are here like 7.4, 8.0, 8.1, same we have here key as well. So this is kind of mapping. So in same key if 7.4 is here, so PHP version is 7.4, but in our Drupal version, if we are giving the PHP 7.4, that means it should be Drupal 7. If it is 8.0, then it will be Drupal 8. So whatever we are actually selecting here, that will submit this value, and the same value we are using in key of Drupal version. So if in value for your understanding, we can simply, if we assign here 8.0, so it will by default put here 8.0 value. So let me just show you how it works, then we will make it dynamic. So if I refresh this page again, and if I select here 8.0, okay, so you can see by default 8.0 is selected. However, whatever I select here, but it won't change because I have hard coded 8.0. If I change here 8.1, then it should select by default Drupal 9. So let's refresh Drupal 9, whatever I select, but it should remain the Drupal 9. And if you want to check like what value this on Ajax call, what we are getting here in the value, so we can do it, check this like this. So this form class has messenger service, actually it is already injected here, so we will add a message here. In message we will try to print the value of PHP version field. So when we load it first time, that time actually we don't have any value, that's why it is not printing anything here. But once we select like 8.0, you can see it is already added as a message here 8.2. Whatever we select here 8.2, now this we have 8.2. So same thing we will put assign this dynamically here by like this, okay. And if you again want to make sure like how it is, what value it is bringing, and same value is being assigned to that field or not. So let's see here, refresh the page, and I'm selecting 7.4. You can see 7.4 is selected actually, and if it is 7.4, then it should be Drupal 7. If it is 8.0, means Drupal 8, 8.1 Drupal 9, and 8.2 Drupal 10. So you can see also whatever value I'm selecting here, I can print here, and based on that also I can by default assign this value to my second drop down field. So that's it. And if you want to like uh, see how I'm getting these values, or how you can write these hash states actually. So when it will be like empty or value or any other thing, so you can go and read here form hash states Drupal. So you can see here it's a kind of documentation where you can read what options are available, and or which kind of check you can apply in your field, and there are some examples as well, so you can read out here. So uh, thank you for watching my videos, and let me know in the comment section if you want to see more videos on which topic, so I will try to cover that as well. Thank you.